Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, it was a recital by Barca against Valencia. You have the post-match video, of course, that 7-1. Let's go with the ratings for Barca in this match against Valencia. Let's get to it. The ratings for Valencia. In truth, Barca's grades would have been practically all failing grades, as there is a lot to analyze. And you know I want your thoughts in the comments, and these videos with player ratings really help me because I know you enjoy them a lot, so you can tell me what you think. And to wrap up the match, it was, well, a showcase by Barca at many moments. The result says it all. Barca 7, Valencia 1. And to wrap up the match, it was, well, a showcase by Barca at many moments. The result says it all. Barça 7, Valencia 1. Let's go with the ratings for Barca. Okay, go. All right, let's go. Friends of Mundo Maldini, tonight we have it all cleared up. By the way, at 10 p.m., let's do something with Alexis. MR Chip, the final round of Champions has surprises. To take a look at what could happen in the last round of the Champions, because there are many possibilities, many combinations, some of which are going to surprise you, and he brings us. Alexis, I had something very interesting for tonight on Despejados at 10 p.m. You already know on my channel here, on your channel at Mundo Maldini, also the channel of Alexis Mr. Chip. Let's go with the ratings for Barca. We start with SES. SES playing. Surprised me after his poor Lisbon match where he saved a shot from Di Martin. I was really surprised after the horrible match he had in Lisbon, where in the end he managed to save a shot from Di Martin. And it is true, as Flick says, that all goalkeepers, they have the right to make mistakes, but leaving Iñaki Peña out, who I think was in good form, it's the first league match where Iñaki Peña doesn't play, and Szczesny plays instead. It seems like he's consolidating as the starter. He made that clear penalty, which in the end wasn't a penalty because there was a foul by Sobrekunde before that, and he practically didn't have to intervene. So I'm going to give him a 5 to Szczesny. Just a pass, nothing more, but he hardly had to intervene. A 5 for Szczesny. Let's talk about Koundé. Well, Barca wins 7-1, but from an offensive standpoint, they didn't play anywhere near as well as we're used to seeing from them. And defensively, he hardly suffered because Rioja, the guy who could hurt him on the left side, was quickly moved to the right by Corberán around the 20th minute to play as a wing-back in a 5-man defense. Because I saw that that was going to be a disaster for Valencia, so stay calm. Koundé's match for me, a 6 for Koundé, a 6 for Koundé. The best ratings are going to come from the midfield up. You'll see the best ratings are going to come from the midfield up. You'll see, well, also some defenders. For example, Cubarsí, well, the assist he makes, spectacular from Fermín, who then has to make a great control and scores a fantastic goal. Fermín, but Cubarsí's pass is exceptional. This kid is exceptional. Really, with the ball, without the ball, the positioning, true. In the goal for Valencia, he could have done more, but I rate Cubarsí 8. He prefers left centre-back. He was really good. The central position he likes the most is the left centre-back. And I think he was really good. Cuba, well, Eric Garcia was weaker than Cuba. So, of course, he came in because Araujo was out. And the feeling I have, well, is that he had a pretty normal match. He hardly had any work, a 6.5 for Garcia. It doesn't give me more than 1 6.5 for you. Garcia, 6.5. Let's talk about Valde, who started off really strong but then faded a bit, had a great first half. In the first few minutes, he created almost constant danger. He was driving the ball, making attacking runs down the left side, cutting inside as well. Then he started to drop his level a bit in the second half. I think we saw a lot less from him, like the whole team that really dropped their level, especially the ones who had been starters. Then the ones who came in didn't do as well. For me, a 7.5 for Valde, because his first half was really high level. 7.5 for Valde. Let's move to Casado. To Moflik, a double pivot, Casado, Frenkie de Jong. He had some really good recoveries. He participated in some attacking plays. He had a good match. But I think his starting position, let's see. I'm really liking him a lot. But Frenkie de Jong has really stepped up in the last few games. And it is clear that Pedri, when he recovers, could not play this match. He's going to be a starter for the match against Atalanta. By the way, I'll be commenting on Movistar next Wednesday there in Barcelona. 7.5 for Casado, 7.5 for Casado. Fermín, sorry, before De Jong first, let's talk about De Jong. He scored the first goal with a great move, the pass from Lamine Yamal, and then the oriented control, perfect. The finishing was really good from John, who then cut inside on several plays, attacking from the second line or from the midfield to the box. Really good from John. I've been really liking him lately. Frenkie de Jong with the ball and even without it, getting into the attack and creating danger. An 8 for Frenkie de Jong, who is having a good moment, which he really needed. Barca is also having a good moment. Frenkie de Jong. Fermín, well, the man of the match, spectacular Fermín, 2 goals and 2 assists. I mean, impressive match from Fermín. He's close to a 10, close to a 10. He finished in this match. But I'll say the same thing I said about him with the ratings regarding Mbappé. In the end, the opponent was very weak, and from the very first moment, Valencia practically started losing, so the difficulty wasn't that great. But still, 2 beautifully crafted goals, 2 assists, a fantastic match from Fermín. He's close to a 10, but I'm going to give him a 9.5. There's no doubt for Fermín, it's his best match of the season. He's a guy who, every time he comes on, he creates danger, and every time he comes on, he takes advantage of the opportunities. And he went through a bit of a rough patch earlier in the season for me. A 9.5 for Fermín. Rafinha, well, he also did really well, really well. He scored a goal, participated in several more goals. He caused a lot of trouble for Valencia. He's in great form. Rafinha had a really good match. Rafinha didn't finish it off, but he had a good game. A 9, also outstanding for me. Also outstanding, not at the level of Fermín, but outstanding for Rafinha. Mine is bad. He gives the assist for the first goal. Frenkie de Jong with a great pass, getting past the defenders, delivering that perfect pass for someone to show up there. Frenkie de Jong then had several good interventions in the first half. That dribble I was talking about in the post-match video, where he tries to do a step-over dribble, would have been absolutely crazy. He can make up anything. He's in such good form that he can make up anything. And almost anything makes him stand out. Once again, I don't think he deserves an outstanding rating. I don't think he was at the level of Fermín, and I don't think he was at the level of Rafinha. An 8.5 for Lamine, and we finish with Ferran. Well, he scores a goal, makes it 2-0. He's quite active. He missed a goal-scoring chance. Well, he scores a goal, makes it 2-0. He's quite active. He missed a goal-scoring chance that he shouldn't have missed. He finished it on the left. I think he did well. He was good, but not at the level of Lamine or Rafinha or, of course, Fermín, but he was good. I think Ferran deserves a 7.5 for this match. For me, a 7.5 for Ferran. Yes, he deserves it in this match. 7.5. And let's move on to the substitutes. Let's start with Gerard Martin. Well, they're already coming in with the game completely decided. 5-0 at halftime, so just imagine that. But well, a 5 for Gerard Martin, who occupied the Valde square on the left wing. Now to save Valde for the match against Atalanta, which is very important. Robert Lewandowski, well, he comes in. I think he would be on the bench saying, oh my, if I had come in from the start, I could have scored 2 or 3 goals and pulled away a bit more. From Kylian Mbappé, in the end he came in. I thought he wasn't going to come in, but he did for 20-25 minutes and scored a goal. He didn't participate much more. But well, he scores that goal, which puts him 1 goal further away from Kylian Mbappé. He has a 2-goal lead over Mbappé in the Pichichi race, which is a big deal in the league. Of course, a 7 for Robert Lewandowski. 7 for Lewandowski. Pau Victor, who was talked about quite little. And he was one of the 2 who could play with that precautionary measure. Obviously, there's talk about Dani Olmo, who was injured. A 5 for Pau Victor. He hardly participated. He came in on the right side. The first play he makes, he sends a pass that could have been dangerous, but then he practically didn't participate again. So a 5 for Pau Victor. Victor Ford, well, he played as a fullback with the match completely decided, but he did play quite a few minutes. Another 5 for Victor Ford. And then there's Pablo Torre. I'm not going to rate him because he came in. I don't remember if it was with 2-3 minutes left and there was hardly any stoppage time. So, Pablo Torres. I'm not going to rate Pablo Torre, and we finish with Flick. Well, surprising decision in my opinion. He must have his reasons. Of course, to bring in Szczesny instead of Iñaki Peña. Well, when you win, 7-1. There's not much you can criticize the coach for, honestly. I think he made a decision thinking that the match was going to be comfortable, and then it was to give Lewandowski a rest, to bring in Gabi. Well, Pedri couldn't play, of course, Araujo, and it worked out perfectly for him. 7-1 when your team wins, 7-1. The coach has to get an outstanding grade too, I think, a 9 for Flick. For me, an outstanding grade, then the substitutions were made with the match already decided. Well, it's more or less logical. Everything, Fermín's position, the logic, wings. Rafinha's Minya, a 9 for Flick. Well, these are the ratings, friends from the world. Maldini, I want your opinion, yours in the comments. I read them, I read you. Even those of you who criticize, I read you too. And I like that you do it. Of course, you learn from everyone, also from you all. Of course, this is your channel, so tell me whatever you want, new sections that come to your mind. Inside Podo, we have a journey of thousands of kilometers that we're going to do several interviews that you're going to like. We're finalizing some more agreements to be able to show more match footage. Anyway, let's keep going. A hug, bye.